Adam Dobrowolski here for the Lafayette Sports Network, here with women's lacrosse head coach Katie McConnell. As obviously, coach, a lot of excitement for the upcoming spring 2022 campaign, but today we're going to be focusing in on the class of 2026, a recruiting class of 15. Coach, before we get to the recruits, your thoughts overall on just the excitement coming into the season?
Yeah, we are so excited. I feel like when anybody asks us, that's our word of choice, but we're just really thankful for the opportunity that we have this year, to play an out of conference and an in conference, full slate. So the team has worked really hard this year. We're in a really good place. And we're just really excited, to get going and to open up. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good year. And again, for lack of a better word, we are excited.
And again, for this Lafayette class of 2026, we have 15 coming in. We'll be talking a lot about teammates that have worked together, twin brothers and twin sisters, in terms of experience lacrosse-wise, family, previous experience at the Division I level and the lacrosse level, and more. So obviously a lot of interesting themes for this Lafayette lacrosse team.
Sure. We're really excited about this class. We recruited them through COVID. And we spent a lot of time on them. It is a big class, which we're excited for. They all bring something different, but all balance each other really well. It's a very athletic, smart class, and I'm excited to see what they do when they come in. And, we're expecting them to make an immediate impact as freshmen and through their career. This is our second recruiting class as a staff. So I think they really embody what we're looking for and the direction we're looking to take the program.
We're going to see some high school teammates, some state champions, also some players for clubs for nationally ranked teams. So obviously just going to go alphabetical order here to make it easiest for everybody. And we're going to start off in the midfield, a product from Massapequa, New York, and Madeline Cannon had club ball up in Long Island with the Top Guns, was selected for the 2021 Bryan All-America Games. Someone who can, according to her club coach, bring great transition, speed, offense and defense combination. But what do you see from her that might also stand out?
Yeah, I think we're looking for her to really be a balanced midfielder. She can push the ball in transition. She does have great speed. So overall, just somebody who's going to contribute evenly on both sides of the ball.
And obviously, to have the ability in transition, a key, but is there anything else that might stand out? Might she help out on the draw control as well? Or is it kind of right now just a wait and see approach when she's able to come on campus?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a wait and see approach. She's got a great attitude. She works really hard. So we're just excited to see where she contributes.
Moving forward now, and we're going to go to look at the goal here. Someone who played for the USA U18 team just in October, Kennedy Carr, 5'8" player as of right now, but obviously still the room to grow, moving from high school to college club ball with Nor'easter Lacrosse, product from Fairfield, Connecticut. She has lacrosse in her family blood, including a twin brother that's set to be competing at the collegiate level, a mother who is Division I rowing at Princeton. So obviously has the athletic pedigree. What else might she bring as a goalkeeper that might help in terms of communication?
Yeah, she's a really strong communicator. She's got extremely quick hands. She's got great coordination. She's very athletic. She has the experience now, the USA team. So we're really excited about her coming in, and, we think she's going to, step right in right away and do a great job. So she's somebody we're really looking forward to, adding to our roster.
What might be the biggest challenge for a goalkeeper to come up to the Division I college level as opposed to high school or club ball? And how does Kennedy kind of fit that mold of someone who will be able to adjust rather quickly?
Yeah, I think her experience with the USA team speaks volume for her. I think the speed of the shot and the speed of the offense is different than what's in high school, but playing with the USA team, she's seeing that. She's playing with some of the best, athletes in the country, from all over. So I think that alone will have her prepared to come in and make that impact.
And again, that experience with the U18 team coming in October in the Brogdon Cup. Now moving forward, we have to get to our third recruit to talk about, Annalise Correa, a defender from Bedford, New York. Her father, in fact, was All-America for Penn State, but in soccer, she's played club ball with Sound Lacrosse. So again, we're looking at a lot of these athletes, the pedigree athletically. What does she bring to the table defensively? And might she also be able to factor in elsewhere for the team?
Yeah, so we're going to keep her right at defense. She's got really great body positioning. She's willing to take risk, which we like. Our defense is about, protecting, and I think she'll play right into that really well. So she communicates well. She'll work well with others, in a team style defense. So, we're looking for her to contribute on the defensive side.
And I'm glad you mentioned kind of the team defense aspect. What have you seen from her level of communication with fellow defenders, both high school and club, and how that can fit in at the college level?
Yeah, I mean, all the defenders that we look to recruit are strong communicators. So somebody that's willing to talk through plays, talk as things are unfolding. And she's somebody that will do that right away.
We'll continue on here as we look at a midfielder from the Long Island area. Again, continuing the theme of Long Island, also continuing the theme of high school teammates. Kendra Daley, a defensive midfielder, having competed with the Long Island Liberty from, again, as mentioned, Rockville Center, New York, competed at Sacred Heart Academy, teammate of Madeline Cannon. Coach, what does Kendra Daley bring to the table overall?
We're really excited about Kendra. She's a really powerful player, very athletic. We think she'll contribute in the midfield, specifically her strength, and where we see her is on the defensive side of the ball. But because of her athleticism or speed, she will be able to contribute offensively as well, but just an overall very athletic player.
And then, as you mentioned, midfield and defense, one thing that might stand out is the transition defense, to make sure players are marked up in particular when they're able to clear and get to the offensive area. What's going to be the key, and what have you seen from her in terms of not just the lacrosse intelligence, but obviously the ability to communicate with teammates where she might be able to help quickly mark things up in transition?
Yeah, Kendra is willing to step up, to take charge, to be in that leadership position. I think she'll really control the defense as we're getting settled in on the defensive side of the ball. And we'll look to her to communicate, as we get down there.
And we're going to stick with defense as we talk about Amelia Duncan. She won a state championship in 2021. The first of two we'll be talking about from the Virginia area that competed with State Stevens and St. Agnes, one of the premier programs, I think, not just in Virginia, but the nation at that level, high school wise. She also played club ball with Capital Lacrosse. She's from Alexandria, Virginia. What does she bring to the table defensively that might be similar to Annalise, and what might be different?
Yeah, she's a super dynamic defender. She's really strong in transition, which is something that, we want to look to elevate. So very fast, has great vision as she moves up the field. She'll stay as a defender for us, but just extremely dynamic and confident.
Well, obviously, in that type of situation, it might be teammates looking to make the first pass to her to begin transition.
Yep.
What have you seen from how she's picked up the game, where she's that type of player that can just recognize the ball's about to go our way, I need to get the break going?
Yeah, I think she'll be able to push the fast break for us, utilize the clock correctly. So I think for her specifically, we just want to see her move the ball up the field, get it over to offense, and get things moving.
We're going to go from, the East Coast to kind of one of the more rare West Coast recruits, Charlotte Edwards, who's worked in attack from the San Francisco area, competed with St. Ignatius Prep. She has a twin sister who's going to be competing collegiately, one of the top Division III lacrosse programs in Washington and Lee. But Charlotte here, obviously coming in at a Division I school, played club ball with the Tenacity Project. What does she bring to the table here?
Yeah, so Charlotte is super crafty. She has a really strong IQ. She's got a great shot, so we're looking for her to, to take things to the next level. Very creative, and we think she'll help elevate our offense.
And then additionally, what skill set might she bring in that provides a different look for the attack compared to maybe some of the players you have now, but maybe also who might be most similar that's currently on the team that Charlotte can kind of ping off of?
Yeah, I think currently, Liv Cunningham does a nice job with her shots and changing her levels and being creative. And I think Charlotte, will be similar in style, but I think she's just going to provide a different look. And, we're really excited to continue to elevate our offense, with a player like Charlotte.
Now, moving on from Charlotte Edwards, we move to Molly Haas, and she's more of a local product from the Villanova, PA area, went to high school at Radnor, club ball in the Philly area, won a 3A state championship with Radnor. First of two we'll be talking about from Radnor, but she had a pair of aunts who played collegiately at the University of Virginia for women's lacrosse. Might she be able to be a defender who can help out in the midfield on the draw? What does she overall bring to the table?
Sure. So Molly is a real protect the 8 defender. She really helps out her teammates, those teammates that are going out to take the double. Molly's going to hold down the fort. And that was something that was really appealing to us, was how much she knew how to protect and help the other defenders out.
Now, I did mention she had a pair of aunts play for Virginia. And obviously we've talked a lot, twin brothers or sisters who are currently competing, parents who have competed. You can speak about kind of how that might fit into the program-wide idea of having people that are just stout and smart with lacrosse, but also kind of have it within the family.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome that, the incomings and even the girls on the team have members of their family that played collegiately and were extremely successful collegiately. I think not only, I'm sure, is a good dinner conversation, but I think they understand the level that it takes to be successful. So I think having that in their family is really important, to be able to say, my aunt played at Virginia and I know what it takes to, do X, Y, and Z, I think is really important.
Yeah, obviously a great thing to have, just to kind of keep, I think, overall the problem solving and working together dynamics. And as we move forward, we have someone who is from Virginia, another one from St. Stephen's and St. Agnes, and Liv Hover. She also had club ball at Capital Lacrosse, having played now club and high school level with Amelia Duncan. To have a pair of teammates, how might that help those two begin the transition, obviously from finishing up high school this spring and then to beginning their careers as student athletes collegiately?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it shows that they work well together. They know how to communicate together. And they already have a friendship, which is, I think, important. We have a lot of the girls in this class who know each other or played club with each other or played against each other, especially the girls from Long Island. So I think that that's great that they already have this foundation as they come into our program.
And for Liv in particular, what might she bring? Do you see her where she's played mostly at attack, or is there something else she can bring to the table?
Yeah, she's going to stay on attack. She's got a great handle with her stick. She reads her defense very well. And she, again, has a strong IQ. We're really excited about the attackers that we're bringing in with their level of IQ, and just elevating, where our offense is to where we want it to go.
We got our first pair of teammates from high school and club level. We've talked a lot about people having twin brothers or sisters that might be competing elsewhere. We now get to see twin sisters who will be competing together, Kristen and Megan Igneri, and 2 from Syosset, New York. Both obviously same club level, same high school level. Syosset High School, Team Elevate at the club level. What do those 2 bring together as obviously twin sisters, but also what do they bring separately to the table that can be unique assets?
Sure. So, one of the things we like about the Igneri sisters is their level of excitement to come in and be a part of the Leopard family. So, I think it's great that they're together. They really balance out each other well, where Megan is very loud and excited. Kristen is very calm. So I think their energy will be great, not only bouncing off each other, but for the whole entire team. Kristen has a really nice, feed. She's got really great looks. She's got a great shot, whereas Megan, drives hard to goal, also has a nice shot, is extremely scrappy. So I think they're going to bring this work ethic to the attack that we want. But, we actually have a lot of twins on the team or coming into the team, which is cool. But I'm excited that we'll have, they'll be here together going through, their college experience together. I think it'll be nice.
I think by my count, I had 5. I did not mention Madeline has a twin brother.
Yes.
And then I think coming up next, after our next recruit, Katie Mars has a pair of twin brothers. So
yes,
interesting little dynamic to throw in there for the Lafayette fans to kind of get to know our recruits. But before we get to Katie Mars, I do want to talk about Olivia Kelly, who comes again from the Villanova, Philadelphia type area from Wayne, and another one from Radnor High who won a state championship. So high school teammates with Molly Haas, different club ball for her, but she also has lacrosse or Division I athletics in the family, but her father played men's soccer for Towson. So another player, good, strong athletic background, but also obviously another player who has a teammate that she's worked with. What does Olivia bring to the field? Do you see her mostly at midfield, or is she going to go somewhere else from where she's recently been?
Yeah, so we're going to keep Liv at midfield. She is very, very smart. She finds the back of the net extremely well. She's got a great handle on her stick. She's just a really dynamic midfielder. And we're really excited, to have her contribute in the midfield.
I know particularly for the women's game, it's the versatility that's key for midfield. Do you see that offense-defense balance where she's able to have the quality on both sides and not expend too much energy on one side?
Yeah, she'll definitely be balanced on both. I think she is, just a really balanced player. And that's what we want. We want our midfield to be balanced, to make sure, that they're contributing on both sides of the field. She is a great attacker. She has this really great shot and really nice stick skills, but she's also a smart defender. So, we're looking forward, to her playing on both sides.
We already mentioned a bit Katie Mars. We've talked offense, we've talked defense, we've talked goal, we've talked midfield. Got to get now to the draw here, because this is something that really, you just mentioned the word draw and it lights up the eyes of Katie Mars from the Long Island area, club ball with the Yellow Jackets. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about the draw here. What in particular stands out from her on the draw, but also how much she contributes to the team otherwise?
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to Katie Mars coming in and being right on the draw. We wanted somebody whose focus was the draw. So, she's a really powerful draw taker with a really great IQ for the draw. And that's where we want to see her play the most. She can play offense, but her strength is between the 30s. And that's really where we want to see her shine.
What have you seen from high school and club level that really stands out in terms of the draw ability that fits in perfectly to Patriot League lacrosse?
Yeah, she really is great at directing the ball. She knows where it's going. Her teammates know where it's going. And for us, that'll be huge.
Moving forward now and going to continue here in New York in the Long Island area, Mallory Whitwit in the midfield. She's also part of a very successful cross country and track program at Syosset. But obviously here, when you think of cross country and track, she can work well on her feet. Does she contribute to the midfield you see as she's done recently at the high school and club level, or might she contribute otherwise?
No, we're going to keep her right at the midfield. She's super fast. She's very shifty. And we think she's going to contribute on both sides of the ball. And we're really excited for her to use her speed in the midfield.
You mentioned the speed and shiftiness, and immediately what comes to mind for me is the ability to work transition, both offensively and defensively. It's being able to kind of read how to get through players or work around or into contact. How have you seen her lacrosse IQ develop, where she might be able to maybe draw fouls, help to relieve some pressure in transition offensively, but might how she also be able to pick things up defensively, cut off passing routes, get interceptions and things like that?
Yeah, I think, in that regard, she is somebody that will get there, will draw plays offensively, will push the clock. And defensively, she's going to get back. She's going to look for those doubles. She's going to look to help the defense. I think she's a great team player and uses that speed for the team.
We have two more to go here. And of course, this is a last but not least thing coming up here, but we're going to look and attack 5'11" player and Mia Putzi and a player from Millersville, Maryland, who won, I believe, a state championship. Her sister, I believe, playing now in Butler for women's lacrosse, but at the club level for Maryland United, a top 10 program. Obviously with the height, obviously with the pedigree, what does she bring to the table overall in attack?
Yeah, we're super excited that she is tall. That's something that we wanted within our attack. But she's a really strong feeder. She has excellent vision. She has a super strong IQ. She works well with other attackers, and we're just really excited to see, what she does.
And having that ability to kind of have the extra element with the height, how might that open up some passing angles for the attackers who are looking for those lanes where maybe they don't have to go through a defender, but go over the top?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she is, she's got great stick work. She's able to pass around above, she's able to thread that needle for those attackers that are cutting in. And she's going to get the ball there. And, I think she's going to be great at assisting, but also at driving. I think she's just a really versatile attacker.
And we're going to close things out here from New Fairfield, Connecticut, Jordan Simonson, another state champion, and actually with New Fairfield High, won a state championship in both lacrosse and cross country. She's also earned all-state first-team honors as a high school junior. We'll see what happens in her senior year. She's been described as a player where intangibles really stand out, a very coachable player, good lacrosse IQ, very scrappy, club ball with Gold Coast Lacrosse. Overall, what does she bring to the table? And I know she's been playing a lot defensively. Is that where you see her to be at?
Yeah, we'll keep her at defense. She's a super aggressive defender with excellent body positioning. She's very quick. So, we're looking to her to, bring the best of both worlds, that great positioning, but also somebody that's fast enough to take those risks. So yeah, we're very excited about what Jordan's going to do for us on the defensive side.
And in terms of, you talk about her ability to essentially disrupt plays and maybe create turnovers. What have you seen from her passing ability to help out some of the players we just talked about who can help out transition from defense to offense?
Yeah, she can move the ball. She's very fast. She also has a strong IQ. So she will be able to push the ball to those middies that we talked about that have really great speed.
And Coach, now that we've talked about all 15 recruits, obviously kind of want to wrap it back up together and talk about what the class brings as a whole. Obviously, on the field competition wise is important, but off the field as well, the ability to work together as great teammates and people in practice, the ability to be great community leaders, and then obviously in the classroom as well, being great student athletes. What does this group overall bring to continue to build the expectation for this program as a whole as ambassadors for Lafayette College, and then obviously in terms of the student athlete dynamic?
Yeah, we talk about the recruiting process, making sure that, our players that are coming in are contributing to the community in the classroom and on the field. And I think this class specifically embodies all of that. They all have different service initiatives that they're passionate about, different majors, but still passionate about the classroom, and they obviously love lacrosse. So I think all of that together is going to really, be awesome for the Lafayette community. I think they're going to bring a lot to campus, and I'm excited to see what they do and what they get involved with. But overall, I think you hit the nail on the head. We want great people here, and I think this class, is filled with them. So I'm just excited to see what they do throughout their time here.
Head coach Katie McConnell, thank you again for your time.
Thanks.
And again, you can find out more about what's going on this year for Lafayette Women's Lacrosse on goleopards.com. But for now, I'm Dobrowolski for the Lafayette Sports Network.